This is CommunicAsia TV. I'm Brian Dolby and I'm talking to Graham Kill, the CEO of Irdeto. Graham, thank you for coming to join us this morning. First question, what's keeping broadcasters, pay TV CEOs awake at night? What are the big issues at the moment?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they ever sleep at night at all, really, because they've got lots of challenges on their minds. The advent of broadband is really making a big difference in the world. I mean, the one thing that has continued through this recession is the ongoing march of broadband in terms of its propagation, quality of service, increasing speed, lowering prices. And it's really pretty universal where you go in the world. Now, this is both a threat and an opportunity for pay TV and broadcasters. It's an opportunity in that you can extend the service to a whole lot of other people that you might not have had a relationship with up until now. But it's also, an opportunity to tap into that consumer demand of really addressing the desire of consumers to consume content when they want it, where they want it, and on devices that they want to actually have it on, which you haven't, up until now really been able to do. So that's the opportunity side. So what keeps you awake at night as the CEO? Can I move fast enough? Can I address this demand? Can I keep the time spent with my properties in whatever setting the consumer is? And can I maximize the amount of money that they spend with my brand and my services? On the threat side, what keeps me awake at night is, of course, this broadband enables other competitors to come in. And often they can come in without the same infrastructure investments that I've made, whether it be a satellite, whether it be cable plant, whether it be terrestrial towers. They can come over the top, provide a service to my consumers. They might not be able to initially get the richness of the content that I've got, but, they can provide other things and over time get some of that content. And that's the threat that keeps me up at night. So, again, am I moving fast enough to be able to address that?
And what's the focus for you at Irdeto here at CommunicAsia?
Yeah, so we're really about helping pay media operators and broadcasters go on that journey to be able to take advantage of the opportunities and stave off the threats. Up until now, a lot of the multi-screen over-the-top activity has been a bit of a science project for some operators. They've seen it largely as just curbing churn, give it to those high premium customers, keep them happy, stop them churning out. It's a very expensive business, of course, replacing somebody that churns out of your business. And now it's no longer about that defensive approach. It's really about taking advantage of the opportunities and really trying to make a business out of it to maximize the total opportunity within a market and using your media assets to completely maximize the rate of return on those.
Yeah, multiscreen again is one of the big subjects here. Why is it so important?
Well, I think it's exactly what's keeping those CEOs awake at night as to why it's so important. I think people have come from that stage where they've done some of the initial experimentation. It was defensive. They've now seen the opportunity that how might we make it something much more proactive, revenue generating. It's no longer a thing that you just do in the side with a small team that was an offshoot to your broadcast operation. It's now part of the mainstream business. It's got to be part of the fundamental strategy because those new competitors are coming in and they're coming in fast and they want to eat your lunch and take some of the pie off the table.
Yes, talking of strategies, what's your advice? What should they be looking forward to doing?
Yeah, look, the market's still young, it's still nascent. There's a lot of experimentation out there. The thing you've got to do is maximize the time spent by a consumer with your properties and the amount of money that they spend with you, and you've got to experiment. Now, the internet companies work in a completely different way to broadcasters, and I'm not advocating that broadcasters change their DNA completely because they've a very disciplined, rigorous method to be ensuring that our consumer experience when that video goes on the television is absolutely perfect and woe betide, and we wouldn't tolerate it as consumers if it was a bad experience. So they have to have in their DNA a certain way of operating to ensure that experience. However, the internet operators work in a different way. they have the ability to throw a lot of mud at the wall. They see what sticks. They get data. They're continuously getting data as to how the consumer is experiencing their product and service. They modify that on the fly. They pull it back. They throw it out there again until they get the right formula, until that network effect starts and they really start building a consumer base. And some of that DNA needs to come into the broadcast organisations, in my view. And so, as Irdeto, the systems and services that we provide are there to provide the flexibility and customisation so that a client of ours can try these different things, see what works in their particular market, different business models, in order to see which ones get the traction.
I think it's going to be a fascinating journey, and we'll no doubt be getting more news from you as time goes on. But in the meantime, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.